Thank you very much. Thank you, Josette. And thank you for taking on the Asia Society. I'd like to begin, if I might, just by thanking all of you for being here. At a time when all over the world, nations and within nations, ethnic, racial, and religious groups seem to be withdrawing from each other, I still bet on you. And the idea that our differences make life more interesting, but our common humanity matters more, that we have a shared future and we have to build it. And I'm very grateful for the example of the Asia Society. And in some form or fashion, the United States, whether we know it or not, needs a trans-Pacific partnership with the people of Asia to build a future. I'm very grateful to be here on behalf of Indra Nooyi. She is everything you saw in the film, but she has also been a wonderful friend to Hillary and me. And she is our neighbor. The Pepsi headquarters is about 10 minutes from our home. And if you've never been there, she probably still has enough pull, even a week out of the job, to get you a tour through the sculpture garden, which is the most impressive private sculpture garden, I believe, in the world, and a big part of their legacy. One day I was there showing it to my brother, and I looked like not very good. I was in old clothes, and I looked like I should have been there to clean the place or paint the roof or something. And she came out and said hello and took me in and let my brother buy all the Pepsi stuff in the store. And I just kept thinking, you know, yes, she's a female president of a Fortune 500 company. Yes, she's the first Asian woman to do something like this. Yes, all this stuff. But she's a real live human being, and a good human being, and a good person. I love listening to her stories about trying to reconcile family and work, and having a mother that still thought she ought to be a nice Indian girl, even though she was a very big deal in the business world, in America, and around the world. But I want to say one thing that was not in the film. After I had my heart surgery 14 years ago, and the American Heart Association asked me to do something for them, I said, okay, but I don't want to make public service ads. I mean, I'll do that if you want, but what I really want us to do is something that might actually save somebody's life. And children in the United States at that time were getting up to, who were obese, were getting up to 45% of their calories every day from heavily sugared soft drinks. So I went to Indra and to the other big Coca-Cola, Cadbury, Schweppes, and I said, look, I know you don't want to kill these kids. Let's figure out a way to make money in a different way. And it wasn't so many years ago that people would have looked at me like I was crazy. But you saw from the way she's diversified the products being sold by PepsiCo, they imagined that it would be a good thing if all these kids that were otherwise going to be obese, sugared up, and have shortened lives turned out to be healthy, long-lived, and customers for decades. And so they agreed. With no law, no soda tax, no nothing. They agreed to get rid of full sugared soft drinks, to reduce the size of even their fruit drinks that had significant amounts of sugar, and in total to reduce by 90%, the total number of calories consumed by children in schools in America through soft drinks. And now, wait. And here's the other reason you should be giving her this. You can only make change if you make it for other people. Breaking a glass ceiling is a great deal, but that's what you achieve. You have to change things for other people. 2 completely independent studies have now documented that they met the 90% target. And that's an astonishing thing. With no regulation, no taxes, no nothing. It wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for her. And they are now trying to reduce the overall caloric consumption of the entire American populace by 20% within the next few years. So yes, she's my friend, and I'd be here under any circumstances. But she's the real deal. And given the way the world often seems to be going to hell in a handbasket, I suspect your 1-week retirement will be more short-lived than you wish. Ladies and gentlemen, Indra Nooyi.
Thank you, Mr. President. As if this award wasn't enough of an honor, your presence here tonight makes it that much more special. Thank you so much for your kind words, your big heart, and everything you've done on behalf of our country here and the people of Asia. Thank you. What an amazing evening it is so far. Thank you, Tom, Josette, and everyone at the Asia Society for this award and organizing this dinner every year. And thank you all for coming out here to celebrate this remarkable, indispensable organization. I am deeply honored to be your 2018 Game Changer of the Year. More than anything else, I'm humbled to be included with such an extraordinary group: the Fukushima first responders, the White Helmets of Syria, the cave divers who rescued those little children in Thailand. These are the real superheroes. So please indulge me for a moment and give all the other game changers a real round of applause. To be honest, I feel a bit uncomfortable, somewhat like an imposter, being mentioned in the same breath as some of this evening's honorees. I have not saved anyone's life. I'm not a world-class surgeon. I'm not a champion long-distance runner. For 12 years, I did the same thing as many of you. I ran a company, PepsiCo. I tried to run it with courage and conviction. I tried to run it with humanity and heart, with an eye towards purpose as well as profit. Because I believed that business had to be more than creating value for shareholders. It had to be about creating value for society as a whole. I firmly believe that companies can be a positive force for change in the world. And that's why I ran the company that champions women, that champions sustainability, that champions health and wellness. A company that lifts others up and builds bridges between people and cultures. A company that does well by being good. Those are the values that have driven me throughout my career, from my first job in India to the last week when I stepped down as CEO of PepsiCo. And they also happen to be the values that are central to the Asia Society. In the words of your founder, John D. Rockefeller III, this organization is about building, and I quote, mutual understanding and respect based not on mere tolerances of our differences, but on our awareness that the world is richer for those differences, and we as individuals are richer in our humanity. For more than 6 decades, this organization has been building those ties of mutual understanding and respect and enriching our humanity, whether it's through the Asia Society Policy Institute, the Arts and Museum Network, the Center for Global Education, the Asia 21 Young Leaders Program, or these Game Changer Awards, recognizing people who've had a transformative impact in Asia. To paraphrase a line attributed to the Buddha, you are the single candle that lights 1,000 candles. You are the single candle that lights 1,000 candles, igniting curiosity and passion for Asian culture in countless people. And looking out at everyone here tonight, knowing that there are so many of us who share the values of this amazing organization, I have no doubt that your candle will continue to light the world, and the best days for Asian society and all of us who love and appreciate Asian cultures lie ahead. Thank you very much for being here tonight. And Mr. President, thank you very much.